Every single one of these drivers, every single one of these fans, every single one of these teams know that here at Talladega, anything is possible, anything can happen. We're in the round of 8. There's only 2 races to go until we're at Phoenix for the championship, and today will play a pivotal role in that. It's the YellaWood 500 and a packed house here in Alabama. Excited to see the NASCAR Cup Series. Let's go! There is nothing like that roar here at Talladega. Dylan Welsh, tell us about SVG.
Well, you guys noted how much better he's gotten the last couple of months on ovals. The next phase of that improvement is here at Talladega. Shane said he wants to race today. He said, usually I've just tried to keep my nose clean, but the only way to get better, and I need to get better at these type of races, is to race up front. So he wants to race today. He wants to be aggressive to stay at the front of the field, and he's done that. Started 29th. He's raced in and amongst the top 5 for most of the afternoon. Good start for the 88.
Yeah, back there with Denny Hamlin is William Byron, the regular season champ, who looked like he could have won the Vegas race last week and had that vicious wreck trying to come to pit road. I just checked in with Rudy Fugel. I said, is this by design to be back there in 33rd or 34th right now? And he said, yes, it is by design. Once we got shuffled out, we weren't going to fight for that track position. But Jeff, I love what you said. The information you're not learning right now, if you're William Byron, could be key for later in the race.
The YellaWood 500, 18 to go in the first stage, and numerous drivers indicating they're coming to pit road, and here they are.
The whole bottom lane peels off, led by the 19 of Briscoe, 42 of John Hunter Nemechek also gets to the left. Nice, organized, and clean job by these guys. We expect fuel only. You see very quick stops, Kim.
Chase Briscoe just complaining a little bit about a ride quality out of turn number 4, very bouncy, and so he's going to get just fuel only here. Also, Josh Berry, the leader of the most laps so far in his Mustang on and off of pit road.
As these guys leave, we're going to see another wave. Normally, this will come in 3 late. There you go, 8 car. Kyle Busch, hand out the window. So that black and bluish car leading the bottom lane, we expect him to peel off. I imagine everyone behind him on the bottom will get left. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call it 10 cars, including the 9 of Chase Elliott in a scary situation, pitting from the top lane of that white car in the back. Very ill-advised to do it from there. I think that was the 11 of Hamlin.
Penalty on pit road, guys. The 19 car.
Oh, no.
Chase Briscoe too fast on entry.
William Byron coming to pit road. He spent most of that run in the back. Going to be fuel only for him. And Ross Chastain had to make a hard left to make his pit stall.
Same story for Chase Elliott in the 9. Marty ran at the back of the top 20 most of the stint, but Alan Gustafson said mileage was good there. Short fuel only stop, Cam.
The Fords leaving, and this is not going to work for the Fords. They are going to have no defense on this pack of 15 or 18 cars that are coming. I believe they're just not going to have the overall pace running around the flat. Remember, they run the apron of 1 and 2 here.
They're going to get swallowed up.
They absolutely are. Here you go.
Cindric left right behind his teammate Ryan Blaney, but here comes the pack.
Oh, they just can't pull. Oh, they're going to split them. This is scary.
Cindric is left in the middle, so is Blaney. They just get swamped. It's not the big one, but it's big enough to affect multiple cars and teams and a playoff driver in Chase Elliott. So AJ's in that 16. Gregson's up above him. And it was Jones into Gregson, Armendinger, and there's more contact to come.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a lot. It was time to go. Big push from the 43 to the back of the 4. Just turns the 4. Turns him around to the left, catches the 16. He goes up and makes a really big impact. Look at the front of the field right here. 2 big hits. The 16, oh, that 7 as well. So many big hits into that safer barrier.
Joey Logano, Ty Gibbs as they enter the Busch Light restart zone. Here we go to finish off the first stage. Pretty even restart. The pole sitter, Michael McDowell, is pushing Joey Logano. Chevrolet and Ford on that bottom lane. Couple of Toyotas at the front of this pack. Coming to grab as many stage points as they can. The playoff drivers, in terms of Blaney and Logano, are the lead two. Then Christopher Bell is the next one. Grabbing as many points as they can. But who's going to get them all? It's tight between Reddick and Gibbs. Really tight. Who do they give it to? Reddick. No, they switch it at the end. It's Gibbs. Grabs the maximum points.
Out there, Ty. Good practice for later.
Stage two, let's get it started. Chris Buescher and Ty Dillon lead this field to green. Josh Berry's tucked in behind Ty.
Lead stage one, Joey Logano ran up front, but if you're paying attention to the 22 in stage two, he's lagging back like he is right now with his teammate Ryan Blaney on purpose. He has a gear oil temperature issue at plus 45. He's mentioned it to Paul Wolfe a couple of times and said it's really getting hotter the longer they run. When he gets a gap, Steve, he can cool it down a little bit. I just asked Paul Wolfe, are you concerned about that? He said not yet, but if it stays at that temperature, then I will be concerned.
Spoken a lot about the Fords helping each other. How about the Toyotas up top with Christopher Bell pushing his teammate at Joe Gibbs Racing, Chase Briscoe. Here come the Pitters.
Small numbers, only 5. I would have thought we would have seen more. That'll be a little bit scary if anybody has an issue, although they do a very nice job being efficient.
We talked about at 21 being a teammate of the Penske cars. It's odd to me that they pitted on a different lap, Dylan. Only 3. All the RFK cars on pit road at the same time.
Synchronized teamwork, Marty.
You see the Roush, Fenway, Keselowski cars coming down pit road, going to be fuel only for all of them. But you guys mentioned it, Dylan, just 3 cars coming down pit road. I expect the other Fords coming soon.
Here we go. Big pack of cars.
Oh, Van Gisbergen's gone. Spinning on entry to pit lane.
And they all avoid him. Somehow he slides through the pack and into the grass. We'll watch the gas only stops and see if SVG can get going, or will it bring out a yellow?
He's stuck.
12 away, 24 away. Remember, these cars won't lose a lap, so these pit stops are vitally important. I believe the 88 may bring out a yellow. I think NASCAR's trying to give them a chance to get going.
SVG is really good at braking on road courses. The difference is with this tire at this racetrack, it makes nowhere near the grip as a road course tire or a short track tire. It is hard to get a car to stop. So he trying to take advantage of the skills that he has, ends up locking the rear brakes up and then loses control.
How that didn't take anybody else out is a minor miracle. All right, we can talk about that later. Right now, let's talk about this Busch Light restart zone and getting this second stage completed. Chase Briscoe and Carson Hocevar are at the front of the pack, and look at Larson just pushing Briscoe.
Good opportunity right here for Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell, William Byron, Blaney, Larson, all of those guys looking for some points.
Positioning, decision making. And it's Briscoe and Larson who come out of turn 4 and head to the tri-oval to try and grab 10 points. And it's the 19 with his nose in front at the moment, and it's the 19 from JGR and Chase Briscoe who grabs the maximum points in stage 2. That was hard earned. Getting ready to start stage 3. For this YellaWood 500, it has been quite the day for the driver of the 8, Kyle Busch, as he and John Hunter Nemechek lead this field back to green.
Yeah, Jeff, we mentioned Joey Logano brought up the gear oil issue again under the last caution. Here's what Logano had to say.
20 over. They set that gauge too low. 20 over is not even remotely close. Okay, but it smells. So, and it feels draggy.
So, Jeff, the temperature has come down, but if you're in Joey Logano's seat right now, what do you trust? Because gear oil is a very distinctive smell. Logano is saying he smells it. Paul Wolfe is saying the gauge is wrong. Do you trust your nose or do you trust your crew chief?
I try to trust both, but they're conflicting information.
Dave, we saw Josh Berry coming off the track a moment ago. Tell us more.
He was told to drive the car to the hauler. That is NASCAR speak for day is done. Park the car there because we're going to load it up and take it home.
So that damage to the gearbox seems to be too much for the 21. They tried to put some more oil in it, but obviously whatever the issue was, that wouldn't rectify it.
And you said it earlier, that makes me even more concerned for Joey Logano. He's smelling that gear oil. Still 48 laps to go in this race.
I don't think we've spoken enough about the driver of the DeWalt number 20 today, but he is there and he is in the mix. And points as they run, heading to Martinsville. He sits third at the moment. Tell us more, Kim.
Yeah, and Lee, he said this weekend will be a big turning point in terms of the whole game of the playoffs, points, fluctuations, etc. And the only way he will feel comfortable going to Martinsville is if he wins here at Talladega. He said there's nothing safe about where we are points-wise, even though they are currently, as they run, plus 24. Could easily get knocked out if he's in that bottom spot with 2 new winners each week. So he said, do not expect me to be timid here in the closing laps of this race.
Let's talk more about this 2014, Marty.
Yeah, it's been an interesting race for William Byron and Rudy Fugle. You're right on board with the Valvoline onboard camera for William Byron. They have been in fuel-saving mode for much of the day today, but they have been able to make their way to the front when they need to. Into stage 2, they did it. Here at the end of stage 3, as we're approaching the pit stops, they've done it again. So Byron clearly has a lot of speed in that 24. But Jeff, how much information did he miss out on for much of this race, not running in the front of the pack, that could pay dividends to win the race?
An unfortunate end to the day for Rick Ware Racing's Cody Ware in the Arby's Ford, as he ended up spinning in his own oil.
Yeah, he came by on the front stretch very, very, very slow. We weren't sure he was going to get back around even from that. The engine, it sounded like it had expired on the 51. And then with him spinning on the apron on 1 and 2, it was a required caution instantly from NASCAR. And this will put the entire field, kind of the game plan now is very clear. Everybody will be to pit road now.
Pit lane comes alive, and Marty Snyder's there.
Lee, both of the Team Penske cars in the playoffs came in below the cut line, but now they're in a position to win. Fuel only for Ryan Blaney. For the 22 of Joey Logano, fuel only as well. William Byron, fuel only too, Kim.
And Marty, you see Denny Hamlin, bottom right of your screen. They will put the hood up, try and look at that throttle issue is having. You heard the frustration on the radio. Remember, a couple of weeks ago at Kansas had a similar issue. Remember, momentum is a real thing, and they were hoping to keep it here this weekend, even after winning last week's race.
Listen to the crowd. They're amped, they're ready, and there will be just 17 laps left here in the YellaWood 500. It's a couple of Fords on the front row. Ryan Blaney, Todd Gilliland. Let's go. Can you imagine in his 400th start, if Kyle Larson, the driver of the 5, the 2021 Cup Series champion, can win on a drafting track for the first time here today and give himself a shot at another championship by confirming his spot in Phoenix? Wouldn't that be something magical? Jeff, you bring up a good point about multi-generation races. You got 2 of them in the 34 and the 12. And now for the first time, Larson clears and is able to come down on the low line.
Yeah, I haven't liked Todd Gilliland. He's gotten out so far in front of the pack multiple times. I would like to see him drag the brake a little bit to keep from getting out so far. That allowed Kyle Larson to get in front of him.
The wounded Alex Bowman down low. Oh, look at that. Look at the closing rate and the speed difference. And that's created separation in the pack.
Yes, the 99 car got split, and there he is going backwards.
Meanwhile, Zane Smith is being pushed by Trackhouse Racing's Ross Chastain.
Where are they going, though? Here comes the pack. It's going to be a big accordion effect as they close back in on the 1 and the 38.
That completely shuffled this entire field up. Let's see who comes out on top.
3 lanes, fully active, 7 laps to go from this point.
Now all you can do is push, right? There's really nowhere else to go. You can make it 4 wide, but it gets really tight. So now Bubba Wallace knows he's got to push this 17 car Busher.
William Byron, a week after having his heart broken, when he thought he was a chance to win in Vegas, and it just all came to a massive halt after slamming into the back of Ty Dillon. Leads for the first time today with 3.5 laps to go.
Bubba Wallace with a big move to the bottom. Now what do the lanes behind them do? The 19 of Briscoe, the first one there.
Buescher thought about it. William Byron goes lower. Larson is in the middle. Alex Bowman staying way out of the way. He goes down onto the apron, and around goes Chris Buescher. Buescher's in the fence.
Big impact, driver's side.
It is not the catalyst for the big one, but it takes the RFK driver out of the YellaWood 500.
Yeah, pushes gone bad. We see it so many times. Blocks or pushes are typically how these wrecks happen, and that's it. So much momentum. It looked like Byron was getting a push from someone behind him as well. Let's see it. Right there. Yes, that's what happened. Hocevar with a big push into the 24 Byron, and then as soon as Byron gets to Buescher, he gets another hit, and around Buescher goes.
This brings us to a green-white checker overtime situation presented by Credit One Bank. Who do you have? Who do you like? And who's going to perform the biggest on the big track? Back to racing, and the teammates on the front row. William Byron on the inside, Kyle Larson on the outside. Who's going to make the right decision at the right time? Hocevar in the 77, pushing William Byron. Bubba Wallace pushing Kyle Larson. The teammates on the third row from Joe Gibbs Racing. 3 playoff drivers in the top 4 positions. Bubba Wallace doesn't care about that. He wants another win at Talladega. Kyle Larson's trying to get his first ever win on a super speedway. Wallace has half a car length at the moment. The Hendrick teammates, what's happened? Look at this, Larson is out. Maybe out of gas. That leaves Wallace. Here comes Briscoe on the inside. Ty Gibbs has got a chance. Gilliland's got a chance. Tucked up on that low line. The Joe Gibbs Racing teammates with Bubba Wallace up high. They're in the shadows of the tri-oval. Briscoe, Wallace, Gibbs. Chase Briscoe's going to get his first win on a super speedway and lock his way into the championship 4. He joins his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Denny Hamlin in locking in a berth in Phoenix.
All day, man. Everyone.
Chase Briscoe talked about this week how he felt like he was still proving that he belonged in this car. He continues to prove it, and you saw it. The end result for William Byron was terrible. From a top 5 finish, maybe a win if Larson doesn't run out of gas, all the way back in 25th.